This is what we've been waiting to see. Ben Johnson finally unleashed his first round rookie running back in Jahmyr Gibbs on Monday Night Football versus the Las Vegas Raiders. Gibbs did not disappoint at all, giving us 26 carries for 152 yards. I've been excited to see what he does with a plethora of carries out of the backfield, and today we're breaking down my favorite runs of his career high day. It's no more time for talking, so it's only one more thing we can do. Let's roll the tape. Now right here, as you can see by what's displayed on the screen, we have a same side power play. And before I really talk about the run with Gibbs, I wouldn't be doing this video the right way if I don't give my hats off to the offensive line. To be down a Jonah Jackson, to be down a Frank Ragnow and say, okay, we're going to put in a Wasaka at the left guard, and then we got Kobe Sorcerer, our rookie, starting at the right guard. Graham Glasgow, you're the center now. This is short notice, but you can do it. I think that's just a job within itself, adding to this running day for Jahmyr Gibbs. So I want to give hats off to that first. But as we see by Jahmyr Gibbs, this is a great run here. Understanding that once he sees a lane, having the acceleration, having the burst, the vision, the agility, all of these things. Now right here, we can't see everything that we're going to see in this video, but we see that understanding these runs, arm tackles, not the best thing to do when you're going against a Gibbs and in that second level. This is a run that he can break. Didn't break it right here, got tripped up, but we see these types of runs, and we're going to see it a little bit later. He was gaining steam early on. Now the next play here, getting Jahmyr Gibbs involved in a receiving game. He had 9 catches in the last game against Baltimore, had 5 catches in this one. And this is also another instance of seeing Ben Johnson work. Sometimes it's like he's playing Madden and he can see the defensive coordinator's play calls. Right here we see a late man coverage. We got off alignment by our corners, and we can see the alignment of our safety deep, but he looks like he's leaning a bit. So now what are we going to do? We're going to get a little bit fancy and run kind of our own variation of a jailbreak screen. We get Jahmyr Gibbs out in space. Now we got the linebacker. He's covering him, so he has to push out in the space. Now we got these blockers running a screenplay. Now they're getting off of their man. They're coming and making the block on this linebacker. And truthfully, he's probably the only guy who had a chance to make the tackle initially. But when you have to go out in the space, now you got to change direction, plant your feet, and come and make the tackle. Next thing you know, you're getting pancaked by one of these offensive linemen. So we got Gibbs out in space, and this is what I love to see. Let him use this speed because, of course, he can always break one of these and go long. Now, this is one of the plays I got to let you guys watch first. And this is when I can really tell when Gibbs is cooking with gas, when he's getting hot into a football game, because I understand the long speed. I understand he can catch the football. But once he starts running and getting yards after contact, once he starts absorbing hits, running through guys on the football field, I know this is a guy who was locked in that day. So as we go through this play, here we understand we got a halfback draw. Nobody touches him within the first 5 yards because it is a well-timed, well-designed play. So now, okay, let's look at it. We got 21. He's coming up trying to make a tackle. Put our shoulder down, absorb the hit. We got another guy, the safety. He's trying to make a tackle. We spin. Now we got a linebacker. He's also trying to make a tackle, diving at our legs. We're running through all of this contact, and we're still gaining, having the long speed to outrun some of these guys. And look at Max Crosby. You know he's trying to make a play. But overall, just seeing things like this, like I said, when you pair the elusivity with a guy who can break tackles like he's doing at this rate, it's crazy. And just when you thought it couldn't get any better for this Detroit Lions team, let me tell you why this play means a little more. You got Brock Wright and Sam Laporta lined up to the right side. We got a twin set out to the left. What I'm looking at, though, is that I'm understanding Sam Laporta's having a big-time Pro Bowl caliber season at the tight end position. But right here, he's not catching the football. This is a Jahmyr Gibbs breakdown. But when you watch the Detroit Lions, there's certain things about them. You get watery eyes a little bit. I'm watching this guy, but I see this guy. I see Craig Reynolds making a big-time block against Tampa Bay. This play is no different because watching how Sam Laporta seals this outside, it's a beauty to watch. Now, understanding right here, we got Max Crosby. This is not an easy assignment, but Jahmyr Gibbs running this zone scheme. We have certain things where we can either hit it inside or we can bounce it out and get wide. Now we're hitting the C or the D gap. I think right here, Gibbs having the understanding with the vision. Now we see an unblocked linebacker in the hole. He can come downhill and make this tackle, boom, right now. But because Jahmyr Gibbs is gaining depth and width, now we can't say, okay, we're coming downhill because this guy's getting so wide. And I'm trying to get outside, but I can't get outside because Sam Laporta is holding down the edge. Big time run, big time block, big time scheme, big time everything. Good play. Listen, I'm recording the video. I have to make the video, but as I watch plays like this one, it's truly a blessing and an honor to be able to make this video, get it out to you guys. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, drop a like on the video because this play is going to earn it all. Right here, Jahmyr Gibbs. This is a play that every team has in the playbook. We got an inside zone scheme. We're duo blocking the 2 inside tackles. Now we got a 2-tech and a 3-tech. What I want you to pay attention to, though, is this linebacker on the weak side. Now, right here, the linebacker actually does a great job of staying disciplined, reading cloudy to clear, understanding our gap discipline, but this is where it gets a little bit crazy. All my football fans, it's time for the perfect analogy. Imagine going to an NFL game and you're trying to walk to get something to eat. You got to walk through a crowd of people. You got to walk through the entire row. You're saying, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me. And that's already hard to do as it is. What Jahmyr Gibbs is about to display on this football field, you're not saying, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me, trying to walk and find your way through a crowd of people. He's running through that crowd of people and remaining untouched. Right here, what we see is a beautiful, beautiful cutback by Jahmyr Gibbs. I'm telling you, what we can see is the vision, the talent, the agility, making the guy miss in the secondary, getting to the end zone. I just love talking about these running backs and the good ones because they make it look effortless. And right here, we got another heavy-set look from the Detroit Lions. When Amon-Ra St. Brown is in such a tight split as we see in the corner of the screen, we can almost call this 13 personnel. That's how good of a blocker this guy has become. But again, another play with Jahmyr Gibbs shows the cutback ability, having the vision. Now, one thing I would caution with and just say to get it out of the way, when we see certain plays and the cutback alley isn't there against a much more disciplined team against the run, we're going to have to see Jahmyr Gibbs follow through with these blocks. And of course, it's really kind of a nitpick, but one thing I would say is that he's a guy that definitely hunts that cutback. He's actively looking for it. And if it's there, there's no problem. Go take it, get all the yards, make guys miss like you're doing right here. Arm tackles, diving at the legs is not going to work. But that's just a nitpick I would say. Seeing more, if we have an inside zone play, follow and lead up with your blocks, understanding that sometimes cutback is not going to be there. We're going to cut back into something very dangerous. And right here, this is the last play that I do want to show because I do want to say something also adding to my last fact, talking about the cutback, because some guys really truly make a living off of that one move. And I think that for Jahmyr Gibbs, not only does he show the ability to have the cutback, what he does a great job of right here is pressing the line of scrimmage. When I say pressing the line of scrimmage, this is accelerating behind your blocker, but still having the ability to set a guy up. Right here, he sets Max Crosby up perfectly because he's pressing the line of scrimmage behind his center, but also now, as soon as we find the crease, we're still cutting this back because we pressed the line of scrimmage. Now he's getting down, biting down, biting down. Now we're getting to the outside. So this is something I talk about and see. And of course, he doesn't break the run right here, but it's something that we see from Gibbs. Just a lot of different things. We see talent, we see speed, we see agility, breaking tackles, catching the football out of the backfield. Overall, I think this was a complete game. I want to see how they use him in weeks to come, but right now, I just want to see him getting the football. And any way you can do it, get this guy the football because he could. And you drafted him at 12 for this reason. Be a game changer.